video, let's try to explore performance optimization techniques. Okay, what this means? Basically, the performance optimization will help you to reduce the visual loads time. Okay, we need to achieve any high performance, we need to optimize it. Okay, for example, minimizing the data or designing efficient models like that. Okay, optimizing the DAX formulas, visual load we want to reduce it, like that we need to do some steps so that our report performance, Power BI report performance will get optimized. Okay, let's see one by one. Okay, here first let's see about the data source optimization. Okay, what the data source optimization means? For example, what are the techniques you need to follow when you are importing your data source? For example, here you can see always you will get your data from get data option, right? Here you all options you can explore. Okay, all options you can use for your report. To increase your performance, always go for import. Whenever it's possible, try to go for an import so that the performance may be faster in that particular data storage mode. Okay. Now, coming to the Excel workbook and SQL server, comparing these two data source, always prefer SQL server. Why? Because this is the server based data, so the performance may get increased. Okay, so always prefer SQL server over Excel or any CSV files. Okay, without any manual files, always prefer this SQL server or Azure SQL. So server based data. Okay, this will help you to optimize your data source. And for example, here you are selecting SQL server. Okay, now try to get the data from SQL server. Here you can see two options are there. As I said, always prefer import mode. In advanced option, you can see there are an option for SQL statement. Okay, always try to avoid these kind of statements like select star. It means all the data, it will select all the data from the particular table in this server. It will increase the load. So, always avoid this particular statement and give any particular condition like select staff from order. Okay, give some condition where you have city equal to Chennai. Okay, for example, Chennai data you need for your report, then only get that particular data. Okay, don't go for select star. Simply select star will increase. If you require all the data in your table, go for select star. Otherwise, go for particular condition. This is what the point for data source optimization. And for example, if you are when you are getting your sources, here you can see in our Power Query editor, it asks before loading, right? It asks whatever the data we need to load. Okay, instead of loading all the sheets, you need to load only the required sheet. Likewise, all the columns you need to load only the required column. Select whichever the column you need for your report. Okay, and this is my source table. Once I import it. Okay, now here you can see applied steps order. In here itself you can able to filter it out. For example, if you are doing report for only the data which have true values, okay, filter out here itself, like only you filtered the row to true. Okay, only the 3 row will be getting to your Power BI report. Okay, always filter your report at source level here itself. And avoid any unnecessary joins. If you have, for example, I just removing this filter step. Okay, this is my source data. If you want to combine these two tables, then you can go for joins. Unnecessary, don't do any joins to just view the data. Okay, once you are using the combined data in your report, then go for the joins. Okay, avoid any unnecessary joins. These are all some of the data source optimization techniques in Power BI. Okay. Next, Power Query optimization. Let's see what all the optimization techniques we can do in our Power Query. As I said, this is our Power Query editor. Always do the filtering at early stage, like I done before. Try to do the filtering step first itself. It means early itself. Whenever you get the data, if you are aware that you are using only the true data, then filter it out here itself. Okay, and remove any unwanted column. For example, I just doing the report for employee and sales. These 3 columns I don't need. Then go for remove columns. Remove these columns and have these 2 columns only for your reporting. Okay, remove any unwanted column first. and like you are doing any custom column, for example add column, custom column, you are doing a custom column means only the requirement you need to do. For example, you have the requirement to multiply price and quantity and have a new column, go for it. Without requirement, don't do any custom column. Okay, this will increase the complexity of your data model. Okay, and coming to view tab, you have these three options, right? For just analyzing, you can click this and do the analyzation part. But coming to column profile, don't check this unwanted. Okay, if you have here it's 7, for example, if you have any particular large data, this column profile will takes large time. Okay, the performance may be get reduced. So disable this column profile for any large data sets. If you want any particular data to interpret from that, you can go for it. Otherwise, just disable all this. Okay, these are all the some of the basic Power Query optimization. Okay, basic thing is do the option with whenever it's need. Without need, don't do any custom columns, column from examples or merge, append, okay, join, those things don't do without any particular need. This is the Power Query optimization technique. Next one, data model optimization. Okay, let's see how can we optimize at data model level. Here you can see we have a option model view. Okay, this is my tables and all, it's represented in my model view, the relationships and all shown here. Here you can see one particular fact table is there, around the fact table there are multiple dimension tables or that. This is the basic star schema for my data model. Always follow this star schema. Okay, don't go for snowflake schema, instead you have any particular need. The correct optimization proper report technique is go for one fact table and multiple dimension table have relationship along them. This will help you to optimize the performance. Okay, avoid snowflake schema. And here you can see in data pane I have go to report view. Now you can able to see so many tables. Okay, if you here you can see so many tables are there. For example, for my report I don't need these tables and all, but later I need this. In that case you can hide it. Okay, you need to reduce the table. Here you can see hide, then the calendar table may be hidden. It's loading. Here you can see the calendar table got hidden. This is what you can reduce the issues. Now you can see calendar table gone. If you want it again, go for view hidden. Again it will show, but it's hide. Now you need to unhide this. Click on this and unhide, which means selecting the hide again will hide it. Basically hide any unused columns and reduce the tables. If you don't need the tables, you can delete it or else hide it. Okay, and coming to the model view, here another options you have cardinality, right? With the relationships you have the option cardinality. This is the option cardinality. Here you have one cardinality named many to many, which will give you the issue like many to many increase the complexity of the model, because this side also many data, this side also many data related to each other. It's very difficult to do our reporting, filter it out. So avoid always this many to many. So it will increase the complexity of your data model. Likewise, coming to cross filter direction, always use single. Instead, if you have any particular need, go for both. Otherwise, don't go for both without any need. And apply security filter in both direction, always use when the row level security is there. Okay, these are all some of the basic concepts which will help you to optimize the data model. And coming to relationship optimization, as I said, this is our relationship window, right? This is our relationship window, right? Here this cardinality, single direction, both bi-directional filtering you need to avoid, and do the apply security filtering for only the row level security. Okay, any circular relationship you need to avoid this. For example, sales to table, again you have table to sales any relationship, that may be increase the complexity. So, always try to reduce those complexities. Okay, these are all the optimization we can do at data model level. Here you can see this is my table. Go to data view, this is my table. Okay, for example, I have a customer table. Here I have a customer ID. Now what this customer ID represent? It's a primary key, right? Always you need to ensure primary key have correct data type, then only it can able to do the relationship and filtering part. My primary key is whole number, yeah, it's correct, then my data model is optimized. Okay, so ensure always you are using a correct data type. These are all basic points for relationships optimization. Okay, coming to DAX optimization. I will list down some points for the DAX optimization. For example, you are in need for doing a DAX calculation. In that case, instead of going to calculated table, creating a new table, here you can see instead of creating a new table, try to use measures there. Okay, within one formula you can get your data. For example, here I have some formulas. Here you can see this is my sales minimum. Okay, see this formula. I am calculating the minimum sales where I am multiplying price column and quantity column. From that I need to have minimum value. Okay, for example, if you have price 10 and quantity 5, 10 into 5 50. Likewise you do for all rows, and among that you need to get the minimum value. This is my concept. For this I am using one single measure and do this calculation with the help of min x. X means expression with this particular DAX. If you are using, if you do not use this method, what is the basic method that will increase the size needs? Go for modeling new table which will have you the calculated table. Try to write a formula there, DAX example price into DAX example quantity. Now new table, new column will be created, sorry, new column, insert a new column will be created. Now again you come for minimum function and get that column minimum value. This will increase the size. Why? Because we newly inserted a column, new column. So basically what's the concept here is we need to avoid any addition of new table or new column, those kind of thing. We need to try to complete it within measure itself, so that the model size may be get reduced. This is what the DAX optimization ensures. And if you are using any complex formulas and all, go for variable. You aware of variable, right? You have a syntax like var, okay, which represent a variable name. You just try to store some values in this variable and use this variable later in your calculation to avoid any performance issue, readability issue. Okay, it's advised to use var. And these are all some of the DAX optimization techniques. Okay, always try to reuse the measures. For example, if you have many measures listed down, alright, instead of creating a duplicate measures, try to reuse the measures from existing one. Okay, these are all some of the basic optimization techniques in DAX. Next come to visual optimization. Let's see. I will list down some points for visual optimization. Here you can see in my date and time function report page, I have so many visuals, right? It means 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, total 11 visuals. Most of them are chords, one is table or matrix. Okay. In that case, when I newly open, the load time will be high, right? To reduce this, we need to split this visual into multiple pages. Like for example, 5 to 6 visual in one particular page. This will help you to reduce the load time. Okay, always split the visuals into multiple pages. This is the keyword for visual optimization. And if you have any large, here you can see this is my calendar table which is a large one. Okay, avoid these kind of visual. Here you can see it goes on. Try to avoid these kind of large tables and matrices in your visuals. Okay, like same applicable for slices. If slices you have so many values like 20 to 30 like that, so many slicer values, avoid it. Okay, you need to reduce the slicer count. In that case, go for a drop down. You have an option, right, to insert a drop down. Go for a drop down slicer. That will help you to reduce the size of your visual, right. And if visuals, here you can see so many visualizations are there. Here some of the heavy custom visuals are also available. Okay, unless you have any particular need, don't go for that heavy visual, that will increase your model size. Okay, instead of tables, try to use cards, charts like that. Okay, what to say, without heavy visuals, try to make it as lighter visual. Okay, and only include the data for whatever the reporter access. For example, if your manager asks to report you only the total sales for a particular month, then try to give that itself. Okay, don't embed all the values in backend. Okay, only show the required visuals. These are all the basic visual optimization technique. Coming to refresh optimization. Okay, basically what does the refresh do? If any changes are there, it will update it in our model and reflect it. That's the basic operation of the refresh. Here where the optimization comes in place, if you have large data, for example, here you can see I have these many tables. If I simply give refresh, what happens? All the table will get loaded again and search for changes and update it. Will this is a optimization technique? No, it will increase the time and space. So what we can do, if you have any large data, go for an incremental refresh. What incremental refresh means? Only that changes happen, that particular table will get refreshed. So this is the point. If you have large number of data set, go for incremental refresh. Don't refresh all the tables which the changes not happen. Okay. And if you are refreshing the particular data set, try to pick up the time, like peak of hours you need to refresh that. If it's in peak hours, the refresh, it will take time. So always keep the refresh on peak half hours. For example, if you want to do refresh in a day, you require only one time, but you are scheduled it into 2 times. It will increase the size, right? So try to schedule a refresh whenever you want. If it's one day is enough, you stop there. Okay, don't add it. Okay, this is the basic refresh optimization. Basic key point is refresh only where changes is made. Don't refresh all the data. That's it. Coming to aggregations. How you can optimize the performance by using aggregations. Okay, for example, here you can see so many aggregation functions are there. Instead doing separate calculation, use this aggregation functions and all. Okay, create this aggregation tables and all. For example, if you want to have a monthly data, use these aggregation values and store it in somewhere aggregated data, monthly data or daily data. Then you can use that particular data for your visual. Again, you don't go for all the data and search for that particular value. Okay. So always use the aggregation value to sum this up, right? That's it for the aggregation. Let's see what's the next one. Row level security optimization. What this means? You have a particular role for your table, right? Always here you can see this is my model view. If you want to apply any row level security, always go for it in a dimension table. Okay, avoid the row level security in fact table. Okay, that will reduce the performance. So always have your row level security in dimension tables. Okay, here you can see this row level security, you have option for apply security filter in both direction. If you have only need for both direction, then go for this, else without any need don't click this, this will reduce the performance. So always have your row level security in dimension table instead of fact table, and keep the logic and all very simple. For example, here you can see, don't complicate the row level security. Here you can see this is my region security, region mail row level security. Make it very simple. I need the data where the region column holds north value. Okay, make this simple, don't complicate the row level security data and all. Okay, these are all the basic row level security optimization. Next one is performance analyzer. In previous video I have explained about the performance analyzer. Here you can have the option performance analyzer. With this, in this pane you can able to start record and do any reporting here, like slices or clicking on the bar chart, filtering, highlighting, those kind of actions. Then come here and see, you have for each option you have 3 kind of values, like visual, DAX and DAX, visual and other. Try to find it out where the high number of time is there and identify that particular DAX or visual or any model and try to rectify that. Okay, the performance analyzer, using the performance analyzer will help you to optimize the techniques, because it is recording and show you where the issues actually happens. Okay, this is the best tool for you to optimize your performance. Okay, combining all, let me list down the best practices for this. Okay, always keep your model very small, don't complicate it. Okay, by seeing this you need to identify what's the fact table, what's the dimension table, how the relationship looks like. Okay, don't complex it with nested one. Okay, and coming to measures, columns, tables. Okay, measure, column, tables and all, remove any unwanted measure, column, tables. For reporting you may create it, but once all completed you may able to find it out which is used, which is unused. So always remove unused measures, columns, tables, everything, right? Unused is the keyword to optimize the performance. Always remove the unused, is the keyword. Okay, and coming to the naming part, always keep the table name as a simple and descriptive. With one single word you need to able to identify the table. Okay, and in particular folder you need to have that particular column for the table. Okay, and always try to test the performance before publishing. Once you published this, you can't able to do the performance analyzer and all that. So always try to test your performance before publishing. Before hitting this publish button, try to have this performance analyzer and try to get your report performance. Then it's easy for you to publish and avoid any future problems. Okay, monitor the data size and all before uploading it into the Power BI service. Okay, last but not least, always use updated version of your Power BI desktop and Power BI service. Okay, latest Power BI version will help you to get access for all the features available in your Power BI desktop. Alright, these are all the basic performance optimization techniques. Hope you understand and useful for you. Thank you.